What's going on, everyone? It's the People's Envoy Updog here with you, and today I have my Crucible Season 12 First Impressions graphic for you. So I didn't do this along with the other envoys when we had our embargo lift, because the last time I did that with this graphic for Season 11, people were putting their defense on, and there was still a week left in Crucible. So I wanted to make sure that, number one, you didn't do that again, and number two, I released this video at a time when if you changed your defense after watching this video, it wouldn't make a difference, because we're going to release this video before the end of the round 3, so it won't affect you for the last week of the Season 11. So here we go. It's a little small. I'm going to zoom in here for you, but I will go over the global rules real quick. So a future team that we're going to be getting in the game, on assist, when somebody assists on that team, they're going to gain safeguard. So that'll be interesting. Be on the lookout for that announcement of that team from me, or from, I'm sure most of the envoys are going to be doing an announcement for that. So we will see what happens with that. And then let's see, on then the usual, defense characters gain 20% health and damage. So that's that. Now let's get into room 1 here. Alright, so room 1, Raider and Skirmisher characters, they do 200% more damage when they are under 50% health. So I think Extreme Black Knight would be probably a good option overall, no matter what league you're in. If you're in Masters, if you're in Gold, whatever league you're in, I think that's probably going to be one of the better choices to do in this room. And then gotta scoot this up just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so the other options in that room I think would be great are going to be like a Scroll with Annihilator's team, or an Orcus team would be good in there as well. So then for room 2, a little bit cut off here, but let's see here. I can probably zoom out a little bit. There we go. So for room 2, all characters, when using an ultimate ability, generate 1 ability energy for each enemy. So if you think about it, the team that's going to go into your team is probably going to be using their ults and giving Astral energy. And then when Astral gets a turn, they'll be doing their specials. Unless somebody gets a crit, then Ancient One's passive is going to give them energy, but it'll be great. I think they're a sturdy team. They can take a bunch of hits, especially if you have Dorm in there. That's why I recommend them in that room. And then the other options you could do, like Secret Defenders with Big Time. Not a great option because he ults turn 1, but most of the other Secret Defenders do their special first. And then Undying with Dorm is another option. They do a lot of their specials on turn 1. So that would be the backup options for room 2. Now for room 3, we had this room before in a previous season of Crucible, maybe 1 or 2 seasons actually. But basically when any character, really, doesn't matter if yours or the enemy team, but when a character gains a positive effect or a negative effect, then they get that effect, either positive or negative, it increases by 1. So let's say if you, we'll take Infinity Watch for example. Infinity Watch was popular in this room before, so they would gain Safeguard, then they would gain a second Safeguard. Or actually, I think they have 2 Safeguards on spawn, so then they would get 3 Safeguards. And then, they keep getting the buffs as their turns keep going, so they just keep snowballing, and they basically have permanent safeguards. So, might be something to consider, maybe a Thanos endgame in here on offense. to go into this room, depending on who's in there. Now, I recommend, if you have Odin, to go with Odin Illuminati. If you don't have Odin, I would still go with like a full Illuminati team. So that'd be my recommendation there. I think Astral Dorm would be a good choice in here as well, because they get a lot of buffs, and what's his name? Shadow King, he flips buffs and everything on the enemy team, so that's gonna be that's gonna hurt your enemy quite a bit. And then, again, Orcus would be another good choice here, just because they get so many buffs, and they put out a lot of debuffs, so that would be a decent team to put in room 3 as well. But Orcus, I have them as the main suggestion for room 4. Not really because of the room rules. I mean, if they get to their basics, then great, but it's mostly a blank room, I would say. Kind of like room 5, you'll see in this little note here. Room 5 could be a blank room as well. But I figured I might as well throw some tech characters in there anyway, so if you have Mephisto, he's great with Orcus. Orcus Mephisto is my suggestion. If you don't have Mephisto, I would do a full Orcus and put Cable in there, because it does throw off Night Stalkers just a little bit, where the Orcus team could get the advantage a little bit. So that is my suggestions for that. And then backup options would be Spider Society, since they have every one of them, or 4 out of the 5 members are either bio or tech. So that might be an option. If the match goes long, they could take advantage of those room rules. And then Hive Mind's Black Knight would be another good option. There's bio. Everybody in there is bio except for Black Knight. So again, if the match goes long, they could take advantage, but for the most part, it's a blank room. Alright, so room 5, city characters, if they dodge, they gain offense up, and on successful hit, gain defense up. Now, we asked the devs for clarification on this, and we're kind of assuming what's going to happen here. So I think if the enemy team, if your character gets attacked successfully, then they'll gain defense up. That's how I interpret it. But it also could be interpreted as, if your character lands a successful hit, they get defense up. Doesn't exactly make as much sense that way, but we'll see how it goes. The only other option I would say in this room is Black Knight and Hive Mind. Now that's if you want to take advantage of the rules. If you want to use it as a blank room, I think Extreme Rogue would be a good option to use in here for a blank room. If you just want to ignore the rules and throw a team in there, that would be the team to use. Alright, so room 6. Let me drag this over just a little bit, maybe. There we go. Alright, so room 6. The room that I came up with the rules and won the vote on Discord. So 2 seasons in a row where I have a room where I was partially responsible, I guess, for the room rules. So pretty cool little thing going on here. But my main idea behind this room was I really liked the Warp World Pact or Scourge. I don't remember when the last time they used it was, but basically just for that portion of it, if your character or you drop an enemy low below 50% health, then the buffs and debuffs get flipped. So for example, if you drop an enemy below 50%, they're going to get their buffs flipped to debuffs, and your debuffs on your side will get flipped to buffs. So I really like that pact, or Scourge, whatever you want to call it. So it's a lot of fun. I hope people like this room. The other part of it, my intention was to have like hero symbiotes count as villains, and then also Cabal get the symbiote tag. That's what I wanted at the very beginning when we submitted our rules. But apparently the devs didn't want to go that far. I think that would have been really fun, especially with the Warp World part of it added. But they went with just the hero symbiotes count as villains. So that just means that basically hero symbiotes could go on with the Cabal team and still get those synergies with Cabal. So I think Cabal Void Knight would be a great team in this room. Cabal Void Knight and maybe like Red Goblin or something like that. So we'll see how it goes. That could be an option for defense too. If you want to go super heavy on defense, you could do Cabal with Void Knight and Red Goblin or Carnage or somebody. Maybe Symbiote Spider-Man. Might be an interesting defense. I did not put that on the graphic because I was kind of talking with some people the last couple of days about it, and they're like, Cabal is really important on offense. But if you're crazy enough to do it, then go do it. It'll be a lot of fun, I think, to see it on defense. So my recommendation is the Scroll Annihilators team, and the other options are going to be Night Stalkers. They can do a lot of damage really fast, so they drop the enemies low or the attacking team into there, then that'll do some good things for them. And then Illuminati as well is another option, just because they kind of do the same thing. They have a lot of assists going on. They can drop somebody low pretty quick. So another good option there. So let me know down in the comments what you think, what you're gonna run. Let me know what you're gonna run in Room 6, since that's the second season of Updog Room. And yeah, until next time, make sure you spend those resources wisely, and we will see you around.